Hello. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to AUB. Can you hear me now? Okay. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to AUB. Welcome to the fourth School of Mamluk Studies Conference. It's a notable one, of course, because this is the first one to take place on former Mamluk territory. And it's also notable because this year, of course, marks the 500th anniversary of the fall of the Sultanate, which is a very sad date in history. And I think we should all furrow our brows at the thought of that, especially these two gentlemen in the front row who seem to always root for the other side. It's very gratifying to see everyone here after kind of a year of thinking about all this. Had I known that so many people would register to attend, I probably would have given Frederick some excuse about not being able to do it. But I'm glad that I didn't have that excuse, and I'm glad that I was as ignorant as I was. We have 25 registered attendees who are not presenting papers, and some of whom I've recruited into service in true Mamluk style to chair panels, and to them I owe my thanks. We have 40 papers on the program. We had a very large number of submissions this year. This was the most difficult part of the process, to have to not select proposals that were very good. In preparing the program, we had to make some very hard choices. And a couple things that we tried to do was we tried to bring in as many new voices as possible. We tried to preserve a kind of range of topics in the field as well. However, I should let you know that if this trend continues, next year's organizers will have some very difficult choices to make. So keep that in mind as you think about paper topics for the future. Think about new voices and think about new topics, and kind of mix up your lineups and things like that. The range of topics is absolutely fantastic, and I think a lot of this is due to the very large number of graduate students who are presenting. You guys are going into new areas that I never dreamed we could go into, so definitely keep up the work. Couple announcements. Given the theme of the conference, of course, time, or at least the first few sessions, I think there's going to be lots of puns about that. I'll try to keep my remarks brief because time is of the essence, of course. But there's a couple of announcements. You all have guest passwords in your folders for Wi-Fi. We're using the by now traditional bell for chairs to time conferences. This is I think this started in Liège, is that right? And this bell is the most widely traveled bell that I've ever come across. Yeah, cell phones would be a good idea to take care of. No, it's okay. No need to apologize. I'll take care of mine. It's a good reminder. A couple other things. Video. This is kind of an AUB thing. I think the American Studies Center started doing this some years ago. They started to video all their lectures and their conference proceedings. So because of the support from the Center for Arts and Humanities here, this was a possibility for us, and we thought it would be a good idea to introduce this. We've given you the choice of recording your presentations. If you have second thoughts after you are recorded, don't hesitate to contact me and say, you know, I'd rather not be immortalized in this way. We simply won't post your recording on the websites. But I do know that, especially as these conferences grow, there'll be more and more people who cannot attend. So I think it's a wonderful thing to do to make the presentations available to people who can't join us. Electricity. The electrical supply kind of phases in and out. okay? They do these kind of rolling blackouts. So about every 3 hours, the lights may go out, usually about 9, 12, 3, and 6. So if the lights go out, there is an uninterrupted power supply that has emergency lighting, and the computer is connected to the UPS also. So don't be alarmed if the lights dim. They'll come back on when the university generators kick in. This is just something that you kind of get used to. If it becomes completely dark, don't worry. We're all here together, okay? About lunches, unfortunately, I couldn't figure out how to provide lunch, but hopefully the food at the breaks will be very plentiful. In any case, there are many places to eat close by on Bliss Street and further afield. There's a great place for falafel sandwiches and another great place for fool, if people are interested. Just ask any of the people who are kind of around or me about where to go. And then tonight, thanks to the Faculty of Arts and Sciences and our dean, Nadia Sheikh, who's a very dear colleague, an ambassadorist herself, there'll be a reception in West Hall, which is a couple buildings further to the west of us. Finally, thanks to the Center for Arts and Humanities, to Professor Abdelrahim Abu Hussein, Rita Basil, Rania Salha, to the department, my department, all my colleagues, and Nabil Oseli, the department secretary, as well as to the faculty. The support of these groups has been essential for pulling this off, but really the bulk of the support comes from all of you who are supporting this effort, and I think that's what makes this organization, this collective, very unique and very special. Time is pressing. So we better start off with our first panel, and our official Makati, I think, will kick off the proceedings. And we have a long way to go, but the final paper is on hashish and other drugs, so I think we'll have a very happy ending, hopefully, to this affair. So many thanks to all, and again, welcome, and I look forward to a great 3 days.